Yes, I would like to start recording. Thank you for asking. What? What? Bro, gotta clean these glasses. Gotta clean these glasses. Oh my God, it's Good Friday. That alarm, you know what that means? It means we are alive. We are alive. We're live. Yes. Friday, May 29th. It is 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And this is your daily Business for Breakfast report, your daily briefing. Good morning, business builders, and welcome to Business for Breakfast, where business is the most important meal of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, otherwise known as VBG. Our goal on this show is to make you 1% smarter today by unpacking business news over the last 24 hours, sprinkle with tips and tricks to help you mind your own business. All right. Now, you business builders, I always like to think that you're here for me, but we all know you ain't here for me. You're here for the morning mark. And so am I, by the way. But why do you like it so much? Is it because there's no prompts required, no drinks, no gear, just you and a functioning brain? We'll work with what we've got. Wherever you are, desk, truck, kitchen, job site, standing or sitting, it don't matter. You pick one thing today, not a list, not 10, not 3, just one. Now, you mark that mentally right here, write it down. That is the line in the sand. That's the thing the day doesn't get to erase. That's the pause that sharpens the edge. That's the moment that turns noise into signal. It's the tiny act that makes business owners dangerous in a good way. That, my friends, is your mark. All right, you business builders, you drive, I dive, buckle up, buttercups, and let's roll. Justin, is that you? I see somebody on this morning. I think that's him, or that's my good friend David. Which, if it's David, I apologize for missing our last peer advisory group. But look, let's jump into this day in history. Now, before we do that, yep, it's me, Mr. All Aboard Marine. And by the way, you talk about a guy that created a product out of nothing and has turned this thing into an enormous business, and he's building it and growing it. He's got a vision and a purpose that very few people do. And it's absolutely unbelievable to be able to partner and with him and to see what's happening for him. So, and today's Good Friday, bro. And so publicly, I want to thank you for being such a good friend. And yes, you're also a client, but I absolutely love chatting with you, hanging with you, and you are a plus one in my life, good man. So I want to, especially today, I really want to tell those that add value to my life how much I appreciate them, and you are a big piece of that. Thank you, sir. All right, let's jump into this day in history. Now, before we do that, you know that this is the Good Friday. Each of these shirts, so this is last year's shirt. Everything was red. I know it looks the same, but it's not. Okay. Second annual, third annual. Last 2 years, the shirts have always been red, but now I've got each one for its different color theme. And I thought Monday I would be basically on the road, but I think what I'm going to do is Monday do the show live here in the studio. And then Tuesday will be the first one that's on the road. So even though Monday is launch day, I'm going to do the show and I'm going to head out. And then now I could have an interview Monday morning. Usually the day I launch, one of the big news stations in town likes to meet me. So we're still planning on doing a show Monday morning, probably 90% likely in studio. And then from Tuesday on, we'll be on the road. But if you guys want to know what it is that we do and why we do this crazy thing of riding our bicycle from Dallas to Washington, D.C. every year, go to ponzirelief.org. We do it to raise awareness for victims of Ponzi schemes and financial crimes. In my opinion, it's one of the most horrible crimes out there because it has the most silent victims. These are our parents, our grandparents, and they're so embarrassed and ashamed they tell no one. And so I just kind of feel like somebody has to give voice to the voiceless. And that's why we do what we do. And that's why I murder myself most of the year training to keep myself in conditioning shape. It's Rebecca and I bootstrap every piece of this. Every piece of this, we bootstrap ourselves. And so it'd mean a lot if you guys can follow along the journey. You can also go to our Facebook page, Peddling Against Ponzi's. Just search for that. I promise there's not going to be a lot of competition when you're searching for Facebook. Peddling Against Ponzi's, and we'll get everything taken care of. And let's jump into some of that this day in history, shall we? Oh my gosh. Okay. There is so much to talk about. Okay. So much. All right. Now, ready? Okay. So 1919. Remember, everything that we do this day in history is always the current day. Today being Friday, May 29th. So everything here is May 29th. 1919, May 29th. The Eddington eclipse experiment proves relativity. Yep. British astronomer Arthur Eddington monitored a total solar eclipse from the island of Principe off West Africa. And by measuring the precise structural positions of stars surrounding the darkened sun, he proved that gravity physically warps light. What? Bro, I am telling you, these guys had to be on a level of mushrooms and DMT that we don't have access today. How is it that 100 years ago, like we have AI today, 100 years ago, we didn't have crap, okay? Like nothing. Airplanes were flying around by gluing together basically toothpicks. Like the boat, the first transatlantic flight was like all these like toothpicks glued together for the wings and some like vinyl and some like basically material was used for wings, and they basically glued the entire structure to a canoe and flew across the Atlantic. Yes, these are the psychos we used to be back in the day. Like our core was that of an explorer. We were like adventurers at our core. Hey, bro, we are not the same people we were 100 years ago, bro. And how in the hell can somebody like this, like, bro? I don't understand this. But you know what else happened? Come on now. The same year. So listen to me. While Arthur Eddington is like proving relativity, the same year, just as profound as that discovery, Charles Strite files the automatic pop-up toaster patent. That is right, you crazy cats. That little sucker, toast pops out, bro. Like that happened 1919. Pop-up toaster, and we prove relativity. Same freaking year, bro. Yes. 1886, this day in history. First advertisement for Coca Cola. Bro, do you even have any concept of how delicious this crap had to be back in the 1880s? Because you had a couple things. One, you had real sugar. That's a big deal, bro. If you do like the real Mexican Coke, it's the big tall bottles. It's a different kind of sweetener. It's delicious. Okay. Then you remove caffeine and you substitute with cocaine. What? What? Bro, that is a 3-woot drink. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a 3-woot drink. You give me pure sugar and pure cocaine, and you put it in delicious drink, and I get to drink that. Holla. I don't know if there's anything more delicious than that. What happened? Major world events. Okay. What? Bro. Okay. 1790, Rhode Island ratifies the U.S. Constitution after rejecting the document 7 separate times due to intense fears of overreaching federal taxation and the loss of local trade autonomy. Rhode Island becomes the final of the original 13 colonies. Shut your face. Shut your face. I freaking knew why I loved Housewives of Rhode Island. Those people are cut different, bro. You want to have a great Housewives? I'm going to give you my top faves, okay? Beverly Hills, of course, my OG girls, love all of them. Yes. Wasabi Wednesday, I dedicate a piece of that specifically to my Beverly Hills gals. Okay. But Rhode Island is like New Jersey, which I love, New York, which I love, and Miami, which I love, all rolled into one. They've got the attitude and the craziness of the Miami chicks, okay? But they've also got like the like brass balls of like people from Northeast, and love yelling and shouting, and like their love language is yelling. Okay, but that's Northeast, by the way. I mean, I grew up in Philadelphia, so they call that the city of brotherly shove for a reason. Okay, like you have a flat tire on the side of the road, somebody will pull over, help you change that tire while they're cussing you out. Why the hell did you do that? You're a moron. What else is going to get you? What can I help? Let me get that tire out of the way. Like, everybody in Texas is like, oh, I'll be praying for you as we drive by. Like we're all sweet and shit, but we don't actually do anything. Northeast, oh no, bro. Yeah, they'll mouth off, but they will literally give the shirt off their back, bro. Northeast is cut different, man. Rhode freaking Island was the 13th state that made the original 13 colonies. Bro, I just learned something. You guys know the purpose of this damn show. This is our 1 hour church service on the way to work, man. For us mom pop venti shops, we are the hardest working people on planet Earth, and this show is be that daily inspiration and encouragement. We laugh, we learn. We don't have any politics here, and if we talk politics, is we're just talking about how it affects us. But we don't lean one way or another. We don't pick red or blue. We just support ventis, man. Venti shop owners. This show is for you, and you guys know if we learn or laugh something. Everything to me is about your participation. So if you guys don't mind, like and subscribe. That is everything. It means everything to me. It means that we do what we do, and we're not just talking to noise. I know it's a brand new show. I think we're 66 episodes in. We'll see what it looks like a year down the road. But in the end, I do this mainly. I was like, if I need this, I kind of figure we all need this, right? And so what else happened this day in history? 1453. That's right. 1453. The fall of Constantinople. Ottoman forces under Sultan Mehmed the Second breached the ancient Theodosian walls, concluding a 53-day siege and ending the Byzantine Empire. This definitive military turning point caused a massive geopolitical and social shift, forcing European maritime logistics to search for new oceanic trade routes to Asia. What? Bro, does that not read like, I don't know, like a novel or something? Oh, man. That just had teeth. Oh, can we talk about some freaking famous birthdays, bro? How about freaking JFK, bro? Number 35. You talk about maybe he was the first populist president that was elected. He wasn't supposed to be. He's supposed to play by the rules. It was basically he had the backing of the mob and everybody else to do their bidding and dirty work. And then he basically gets in office and realizes, oh, my dear God, my first responsibility is to the people. That's my priority. And guess what happened? Took him out. And by the way, go watch by the way, this is just my opinion. You can actually go find the original Zapruder film on X. And you can find the original one slowed down. And on X, you can slow it down even more. And all I want you to do is go watch that and do not take your eyes off the guy driving the car. That's all I'm telling you. Not speculating, not saying anything. My opinion, just go watch the video and tell me what you see. And you tell me who's been running this place since the 50s, okay? Who else has a freaking birthday today? Mr. Bob Hope himself. Yes, bro. What? He was a British American entertainer. I thought he was American the whole time. His career spanned 80 years. What? Oh my God, dude. Wow. I was watching like if you go watch like White Christmas and watch the old greats and watch the Rat Pack, there was a level of talent that we saw in actors that is extinct today. Okay. Because to be one of the powerhouse actors back in the day, I mean, like between like the 30s and probably the 60s ish, probably. You had to act well. Okay, but that's just like the barrier of entry to getting to be acting. You have to act well. Okay. So today, that's just every good actor is just like that. But also, they know how to freaking dance, bro. Tap dance. Like I was watching this one this morning, famous actor, and he's coming down this huge staircase filming this movie, and they just want him to walk down. And he decides because the dance scene that they choreographed was so dangerous, and he's wearing like tap shoes on like wooden stairs. And so they're like, no, bro, it's too dangerous. You know what he does? Tap dances all the way freaking down. Yes, go watch freaking White Christmas, bro. You talk about insane actors, and like they were athletes, dude. Their ability to dance and to tap, bro, they had to be on a level of drug back then, some type of amphetamine that was insane because nobody has that skill and talent today. Nobody. Find me another actor that is a Bob Hope. Find me another actor like a Sinatra. And a lot of these guys sing. They act and they dance. Yes, all of them can sing. It makes no sense, bro. Bob Hope, man, he was one of the last great ones, dude. Let's see. What? Noel Gallagher, lead guitarist of the band Oasis. No way. Today's his birthday, 1967, the year of my very first car and the greatest year. That could be the greatest year of automobiles. But for sure, my very first car was a 67 Chevelle. Oh, dude, I've had amazing cars, man. That one, that was amazing, bro. It was an amazing car. You know what else? Check it out, bro. I'm not kidding. 1999, Space Shuttle Discovery completes the first um, docking with the International Space Station. Yes, 1999, first docking. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Did you know that this day in history, 1914, was a sinking of the RMS Empress of Ireland? No way. Okay. Well, you know what the national days are. Okay, get ready, man. Get ready. Today is National Paperclip Day. How in the hell did paperclips get their own day? Paperclips have their own day. I'm going to figure out how to get my own day, bro. Obviously, if paperclips can get in, the barrier of entry for having your own national day has to be really low. Okay. Like a couple days ago, California was like, it's Miley Cyrus Day. Okay, I could see that, right? I mean, obviously, this chick's a freaking icon. Okay. I mean, she will be, bro. I'm just telling you, man. And Bieber, also, bro, you know when he was at Coachella, it's the big thing all over the place when he basically did one of his old songs when he was younger. And he did the first part of it in his man voice, in his man singing voice, and then transitioned to his childhood higher octave singing voice. Bro, fabulous. Coming into their own. Freaking National Paperclip Day has come into their own, bro. Insane. But it's also, shut up, bro, Aviation Maintenance Technician Day. You know, my uncle is part of one of the greatest mechanic aviation associations in the country. And they've been around for a year. I think it's AEA, Aviation Electronics Association, maybe something like that. Okay. They support small business, man. And so I got a really great opportunity earlier this year in March to go out to hang out with him. When they had their one of their big shows was in Dallas, and so we hung out for a couple of days. And he's just an amazing human being, and so grateful that I have such a great family. And so this is for you, for all of you aircraft mechanics that get paid insanely well. But you also know that the liability for what you do is very high, and there's a lot of pressure on you guys. And thank you for keeping us safe in the air, man. Thank you. The pilots do a good job, but we all know the pilots are just flying around the machines held together by nuts and bolts, and that is all you guys. Thank you today. It's what a great fitting day to thank these amazing individuals because it is Good Friday. It's the day of gratitude and Thanksgiving, and it's a beautiful day, man. What did you guys think about this day in history? I freaking knew it. You guys would love it. Wait until we get into juicy news, bro. You don't even know what's coming because the juicy news, the juicy news, the juicy news is off the chain. Off the chain. How about let's get a great story to lead off into our daily briefing. Let's see. Wow. Okay, here's a huge story, man. Here's a huge, huge story. I'm going to lead with this because it's basically the championing of small business, which I tell you, man, the current administration, I have a lot of beef with a lot of stuff they're doing. But you have to understand, you have to be an individual who can basically say that this person did this good, but then they also did this that is not good. And again, this is all speculative. This is all opinion based, and it's objective. And so I kind of feel like, especially if you're team play, it's like, oh yeah, I mean, maybe this guy isn't doing what I like, but you know what? I still support him. I don't know if that's should be something that we do, but I know most of you guys are team play, and that's okay. But I can say both things that Mr. Orange Man's administration is doing really, really great things for small business, but he's doing a lot of things that I don't agree with. Why can't both things be true? They can when you're independent, right? When you're a team play, you end up turning the cheek to a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally turn a cheek to the opposing team. Uh-huh. You hear what I'm saying. You catching my drift. House Small Business Committee moves 9 major bipartisan bills to floor. Bro, this is huge, man. This is huge. House Committee on Small Business held a decisive full committee markup session, voting unanimously to report 9 critical bills favorably to the House floor. Led by Chairman Roger Williams, the legislative blitz focuses heavily on strengthening accountability at the SBA, modernizing technology lending via the SBA program, and streamlining disaster relief. You take Elon, who is, well, it depends on the day, but is pretty tight with current administration, and this dude's ability for efficiency, his ability with technology, and he has also the smartest people on planet Earth on payroll. Okay, so between everything, literally the smartest people on planet Earth work for this dude. Okay, and then you put him in with things like SBA and the IRS. You don't think this is coming out with a complete makeover? Oh, it is. You want to hear what it is? So here's the 9 specific bills. The HR 915, Small Business Technological Act. This is focuses technology via the CF 7A. Then they're bringing in the HR 4238, Disaster Loan Accountability and Reform Act. So the focus is disaster relief. It introduces stricter reporting, monthly budgeting, and funding safeguards for the SBA's disaster loan allocation pipeline. You guys know that, I mean, honestly, probably since the 80s, because that's when we started having these packs, was like started really big in the 80s, right? And but since then, basically, money just leaves the government to a state or a nonprofit or an organization and just leaves. It's like if you get the approval and the check gets cut, we'll never check up on it. But you understand that, like, rules and laws are in place because if a scammer is going to scam, they're going to scam. But they're really put in place designed to not tempt good people to do bad things. Like you put a speed limit on the road, 95% of us are going to float our speed within appropriate range of that. But if there was no speed limit on the road, would you be tempted if you knew there was no speed limit and there was never a cop? And you typically are the guy that follows the rules. Would you be tempted to treat it like the Nurburgring, Autobahn? Would you? I don't know, probably. But it's lends you money, and it's like a known thing. They're never going to check on it. They're never going to audit it. You never have to turn any reports in. I mean, the possibility of you writing a check for a new Porsche 911 Turbo S. Yes, I am manifesting that. I am. Like I would pick a Prius over a new Corvette any day of the year. I'll pick a Tesla Model Y over anything on planet Earth. But I've had a couple 911s, bro, and my 911 Turbo that I had before was the greatest car on planet Earth. And a new Turbo S, there's a reason why Marquise Brown, that's his car of choice, and he's driven everything. There is no car like it, bro. You might just accidentally stroke a check for that and call it a business expense if nobody's auditing. You catch my drift, right? HR 826, COVID Fraud Transparency Act. So this is 6 years ago. So why the hell is in here? Let's see. SBA accountability mandates that the SBA Office of Inspector General report quarterly on outstanding fraud cases and recovered assets from pandemic era disaster loans. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Bro, what did they say? 25% of all PPP loans were fraudulent. And I think they loaned out it was like 2 trillion or something crazy. I mean, it's like 200 billion of it. They're basically saying is fraud. Literally. And that's the other thing about people. I just need to dude, how are you a human being? If you own a business, this is the moron time for you. Because as a business owner, do you not understand that all agencies, local, state, federal, have more resources than you do? So Only stupid narcissists who think that they're smarter than the police or the FBI or the federal government when they literally defraud. Okay. You're like, do you not understand? They're coming for you. Yeah. And there's no way you can hide because they have access to everything, every account you have, every transaction you have. They know it all. If you get interesting enough to get on their radar, they know everything about you, and there's nothing you can do. Why would you do this? But people did it. $200 billion worth. Get a freaking scarlet letter M for moron. Okay. Good. More accountability, please. HR 8880, Small Business Cybersecurity Assistance Evaluation Act. Really? The focus is going to be cybersecurity evaluation. It directs the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, to conduct a comprehensive study auditing existing federal cybersecurity resources and risk management available to small businesses. Shut up, dude. Mm, this is freaking powerful, bro. This is powerful. Okay. A couple more. SBA 8879, Oversight and Transparency for Small Business Certification Act. HR 2804, Protecting Small Business Competitions Act. Yes, please. No way. It amends the Small Business Act to formally codify the rule of two. Shut up. And I told you, I say this all the time. Governments hate monopolies, but they love duopolies. Every big industry, you're going to see two biggies. Two. And what they're saying is not anymore, bro. You guys all are cohorts together, and you guys basically make it damn and near impossible to be able to compete in this industry. It's like an oligopoly. Okay. Only a handful of big competitors are playing in this role. Okay. HR 8882, Main Street Competes Act. Come on, bro. Bro, bring it. And HR 5498, Small Business Health Options Awareness Act, man. This is unbelievable. It requires SBA to expand awareness of individual coverage health reimbursement arrangements through SBA development centers. Dude, this is huge. Was this not like the greatest story to launch with? Because what it's sharing with you and showing you is that this administration is taking us seriously. And we know that regardless of how you lean politically, left, right, or in the middle, doesn't matter. I think we can all agree that in the last, I don't know, I mean, literally since I can remember, I can't think of an administration who was more proactive in helping small business than the current one. And again, has nothing to do with what I don't like that administration is doing. Both things can be true. Don't like what they're doing in some things, but I also like what they're doing when it comes to small business. All true. All true. Okay. And by the way, you guys know we do this show for you guys. It's a 1 hour daily church service for us mom and pop Venti shops. We come, we learn a little, we laugh a little, we get encouraged, we get inspired, and we get to hang out with a bunch of black sheep misfits like ourselves. And I just want to thank you guys. It is Good Friday and little G. It's not big G. But every Friday it's read in honor of the day of Thanksgiving and gratitude. And I want to thank you guys again for hanging out. And a handful of you guys are with me every day when we go live. I know it's difficult being up this early. And for you guys that tune in and catch my shows and the shorts and stuff, thank you. I don't know how else to say it. You have no idea how much I appreciate you for giving space. I feel like there's a void and that we, as mom and pop venti shops, need this. But it's very tough to get into a space that's very crowded in this space. And thank you guys for the constant encouragement. It means everything to me. And if you guys wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, thank you. And you guys want to know what it is that we do and how we all businesses with accounting and profitability and everything, go to accountingaccountability.com. That's accounting plus accountability.com. You'll see we're the home of the 2x profit guarantee. You can schedule a call with me, Aaron. Up in the headers, little gold button that says talk with Aaron. That's me. Next week I'll be on the bike ride for 6 weeks. We'll be doing it. And I'm available on the ride, man. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We're going to be in a different place every day. But you'll see a couple things. And I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be awesome. First time I've done it on the road. But we'll see what happens. But what else is going on in the news today? How about this, man? It's very good for us, and it's not political. I'm just giving you a world story. But the U.S. and Iran are very close to landmark nuclear peace deal as the strikes on both pause. So Trump announced that negotiations in Qatar have narrowed gaps dramatically. A tentative ceasefire is holding while final terms on uranium and sanctions are hammered out. So the reason why this is the number one trending story across basically the world, because it's driving all of the big markets, right? All the big market swings, gas prices, all that, and everything is affected by that. Okay, and so there's constant analysis going on. People are shorting, they're going long, whatever it is. This has got to stop. I just went to the freaking gas station. I told you in February, and again, don't be jelly. This is in the Midwest. I paid like $2 per gallon of gas. I went yesterday, filled up 2 days ago. It was like $4.30. Yeah, like 140% increase. That means everybody's got that everywhere. And so think about like a teacher in California that was already paying $5 in February. Now they're paying like $10, $12 to fill up an SUV. Like, understand they need $200, $200 to put fuel in an automobile for a few hundred miles. We're talking literally costing you 70 cents a mile to drive because of the cost of fuel. That's not okay. It's not okay for the middle class, the working class, the blue collar. It is not okay. So, yes, please get this figured out because we got to go back to normal, right? Another big story that happened yesterday, bro. Blue Origin rocket explodes on launch pad during its test flight. And you guys know, you think everybody just thinks SpaceX is the OG. They are not. Blue Origin was before SpaceX. Bezos, within the first couple of years, literally, as soon as this dude became like a billionaire, he started his space company. And he was going to do it for more of like, you know, touristy, commerce type of stuff, getting people to the edge of space, and knew that getting to space was a big deal. But you can see why SpaceX is so much bigger than Blue Origin because of the vision of the founders. The vision of the founder is everything. It's everything. And I also think Bezos, and I've said this before, and again, my opinion, it does seem like he does have an affinity for um, like the male appendage. Everything you see on Prime and Amazon truck, look at the smile. What's in the shape? It's in the shape of what? A male appendage. All of his rockets in the shape of male appendages. Now, has he changed the recent look of his rockets? I don't know. And there's a reason why everything SpaceX is very pointy and not so roundy. Okay. But anytime this stuff happens, you understand that this is not a failure. This is just a learning point. And all of these billionaires have that mindset. It's like, okay, well, look, it blew up. Let's find out why. Let's fix it. Let's make sure it never happens again. High five. Let's do it. Right. Hey, just thank God there was nobody on board. Okay, we've got it. Let's roll. Let's do it. Right. And so, it's a big deal. They lose insane amount of money, but that's a part of the process. You don't get in the rocket business and not think you're going to be losing lots and lots and lots of really, really expensive rockets. That's a part of it. You want to know what else is going on in the freaking news today? I swear on my life, bro. Congress advances the Trump $250 bill featuring his portrait. I swear on my life. I swear on my life. The 250-year anniversary, we're about to have a $250 bill. And do you have any concept of how valuable that thing's going to be in 100 years? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Like, didn't they used to have like a $500 bill and like $1,000 bill? Like we had bigger denomination bills back in the day that we don't anymore. But bro, you talk about it is going to be amazing. It's going to be the greatest bill that we've ever made because that's the dude, right? That's just his name, his image, that's his aura. But when I heard it, I was like, it blows me away, meaning that we're going to have that, but that is totally within character and nature of Mr. Orange Man, right? What else is going on in the news that affects us peeps? Federal court strikes down the key Trump tariffs on Chinese imports. Really? A judge blocked major portions of the proposed tariffs. And you guys know we talk about it all the time, but getting the big refunds back in the Cape portal is a huge deal on that. As a matter of fact, one of the shows I did last week, I went through the entire step by step process to do that. But let's see, man, this decision directly hits pocketbooks and supply chains, um, which is look rulings. These type of rulings um, seem to kind of like when a court strikes down um, executive authority. Usually, the executive authority figures out the workaround. You know, their mindset is always there's a set of lily pads to step on across the pond. If they step on this lily pad and it sinks, they're like, well, there's other ones to step on to get across the pond. To get where I need to go, they'll do it. And so this is good, but at the same time, maybe not so. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let's see. What else is going on in the news today? Oh, inflation data, bro. May inflation data shows mixed signals as the core fundamental prices that we pay ease up a little bit. Okay, so the latest CPI report eased some pressure at the pump, but showed some stubborn increasing in housing and food costs, which we already knew. And to get those prices to go back down, usually when those prices increase, like when it comes to food and housing, they typically don't go in the other direction. There's usually like increase, they lock in be locked in until there's a lot of money that dumps in through quantitative easing, and then put it all back in, and then they raise, and then that forces everybody else for us to raise minimum wage rates so that way we can afford the new higher prices. This is the way it's been since the beginning of time. Most of inflation is just increased wages. Go look at it. It's not hard. You know, these companies get this money. You know, they put in infrastructure, they bought a bunch of crap, they increase their pay on their people, they give a bunch of bonuses, which means what? Did they lose money? No. They have to increase their prices accordingly, according to all of their additional expenses for the year plus profit, which means your cost of goods has to go up according to that. All of their increased spending, everything on that P&L plus the profit is what the price goes up. This is just 101 economics. Okay. Nothing more, nothing less. Bro, check this out. Huge story in the news, man. Alarming rise in weight loss drug overdoses reported nationwide. Did you even freaking know that? Did you even know that these GLP-1 medications, you can actually overdose? What? How is that even possible? Like every person that I know that touches this or is on it, like has really bad side effects. Why in God's green earth would somebody overdose something that already makes them feel like crap? And remember, the purpose of this, the GLP-1 medications, it basically just curbs the appetite. So if it curbs your appetite, then why the hell do you need to overtake it? Like, do you think it's like gonna make you uber skinny? Like you're gonna lose even more muscle when you take it? Like, just go back. One of my favorite chicks of all time, and I'm not saying that she's on it because it's not been reported, but it looks like she is Ariana Grande. Okay, and I was watching this thing of like, this is like years ago when she was like with Pete Davidson, and she was on SNL. I mean, she looked fantastic. She's always like been rail skinny, and then you see her like when she does like the Oz movies. Um, God, how did I forget whatever it is? But you know what I'm talking about. And then she's got the sunken cheeks, and she literally looks like she just came out of the Holocaust. And you're like, Playa, that is not okay. And it's weird because we as human beings who have fat on our bodies look at the way she was before, thinking, oh, she's attractive. She's got a little bit of meat on her. You know, she looks great. But then when you see that people are sunken, and this is the problem, is that human beings are naturally attracted to healthy people, and then we naturally reject sick people. And so when people look like that, they look sickly. And so the thing is, they in their mind think that they're attractive, but in actuality, the rest of us look at it like, no, dude, they look sick. So we actually feel bad for the person. We don't look at them in a place of envy that we want to look like that. We as a society look at them like, oh, there's somebody that's sick. We need to do something about that. That's unfortunate thing about this. It makes you look sick, not skinny, sick, right? And people don't get that. And then people are ODing on that crap. How's that even possible, man? I don't even get that. Come on, bro. You know I'm not into sports at all. But can we give some huge props to the New York Knicks for their win? Okay. What are they? One win from the NBA Finals after Game 5 victory. Bro, what does it say? Shut up, dude. The Knicks took a commanding lead in the Eastern Conference Finals, thrilling fans with their first Finals appearance in over 25 years, bro. I think the only two teams that can basically get to game one of the finals and then not beyond that when it comes to sports had to have been the Knicks and the Cowboys, right? I mean, let me know in the comments if you think of another team that can somehow get to the first round and always gets knocked out, bro. It is like the running theme in Dallas Fort Worth that the Cowboys like blow their load in the very first shot. Like they like come out of the Kentucky Derby and like basically start sprinting as soon as the gate opens. That's just who they are, right? So the fact that the Knicks can break that, amazing. I am really, really rooting for them big time. Big time. Yes, that would be freaking amazing. Let's give New York some another reason, bro. Let's take care of our New Yorkers, man. They take care of us, let's take care of them. All right. What else is going on in the news today? Bro, great follow on X, by the way. Celine, and it's at VAA Celine, Selene on X. And this is what Celine posts, which I think Celine is uh, I think Celine is a female. I mean, don't you think? I'm assuming. Let's see here. What did and basically she asked, just post, what's the most underrated skill for a founder? And she said, I think storytelling skills. Bro, um, wouldn't you have to agree with that? Like, yesterday we talked about Richard Branson's 3 rules of every organization that he starts. 1, craft a vision that changes the world. 2, basically get people that buy into your vision. And 3, give them all the resources they need to complete the vision ish. Okay. Um, but nowhere in there do we talk about storytelling. And you typically won't find somebody that rewrites history and changes the world, that's a titan in an industry that was not also an amazing storyteller. But let's read a few others that people posted as comments. Never give up mindset. Let's see. Being able to distribute. Somebody put, I'd argue that empathy is still vastly underappreciated. Knowing when to pivot, how to manage expectations, and understanding what keeps team members up at night. Yeah. Authenticity. Able to market themselves, which I think would probably tie into storytelling. Relationship building, AAK sales. Okay. Okay. Um, Staying grounded, distribution. I don't know. Out of all of these, you tell me in the comments which one you think. But honestly, storytelling for me might be the most important. You have to be able to learn the ability to communicate well, um, and often. Jack Welch, arguably the greatest CEO of our generation, was quoted saying his biggest regret running GE back in the 80s and 90s was he didn't spend enough time with his people, giving the vision. Mhm. And so, to me, bro, that is just powerful, powerful. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, Celine. Great post. James Clear, great follow at James Clear. Ideas that are hoarded help no one. Success follows generosity. That coincides with John D. Rockefeller's quote on money, on wealth. That most people that have their legacy project that them by were actually wealthy before they started the project. And John D. Rockefeller was one of those guys. He made his money in import-export business. And but he was famous for saying, those that want to be rich never will be. Money only follows contribution, right? You've got to do something that a lot of people like. And you have to have a lot of customers. The more customers that you have, the more customers you take care of, the more you're able to build to scale your business, the more reward you get. Success follows generosity. It is what it is. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, can we shift into um, my favorite part of Good Friday, which is the gratitude piece, you know? And so, you guys know that every Friday is, and for me, I just try to take this day and be very intentional on giving thanks and gratitude to everybody. And and so this morning, I'd kind of reached out to a few people, my wife, my son, and my best friend Robbie, just thanking them. And you guys do the same thing, man. I always encourage, if you you know see it, say it. If you think it, say it. Meaning, if it's good and kind. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that we think that we should not be saying, if we know what I'm saying. Okay, but if we think it, if we say it, if we see it, say it. And I've tried most of my adult life to be that guy that does say what I see. And I don't think it's a skill that not enough people have. The skill of saying, the skill of authentically saying thank you. That right there is such a rare skill that almost nobody does, and it's a commodity, bro. It's a commodity. Very few people have it. Everybody wants it, and everybody wants to be around people that do it because those type of people make you feel good, you know, because that's their nature. And that's what Good Friday is about, man. It's about you telling those around you how much you appreciate them. And by the way, let me once again say how much I appreciate you. You guys know that the success of this channel is built purely on your support. And thank you guys for viewing. The channel starting to pick up steam. A few months ago, a couple months ago, I got COVID really bad and didn't do the show for like 3 weeks, and it killed my momentum. And I'm having to restart and regrow everything. And it's been difficult, but at the same time, I'm in it for the long haul. So it's not like I'm doing it that I'm supposed to see that up every day, because I'm doing the show first for me. And I just figured that if I need a daily, um, you know, church service on the way to work or before work starts, that I don't know, maybe all of us venti shop owners need it too. A little bit of learning, a little laughing, some encouragement, some inspiration. And by the way, if you guys get something out of the show, if you wouldn't mind hitting like and subscribe, that means everything to me and to the show. You have no idea how appreciative I am for you. And by the way, if you want to know what it is that we do and how what we do is so unique in small business accounting, you can go to accountingplusaccountability.com. That's accountingplusaccountability.com. Schedule a call with me. You can ask a question. You can kind of see what it is that we do. And you can get to us that way as well. But let's jump into our Good Friday because it is powerful. Okay. So you guys know we started always with kind of an opener. And when I say an opener, this has always been my mindset, and I got this little quote from a terrific book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. It's on the bookshelf behind me. And the quote is this: To each whom I confront, I will approach in only one way. To myself and in secret, I will say, I love you. To each whom I confront, I will approach in only one way. To myself and in secret, I will say, I love you. And I just want you guys to know that you are loved. And I try on this day to make this the day of gratitude and thanksgiving. So, I don't know, I just kinda feel like Thursday is about all of us. It's purple for royalty, like, we should be treated like royalty one day a week. But Friday, man, the day of love, come on, dude. And so my encouragement to you guys, man, is there a family member that you haven't reached out to in a long time? Think about it. Just let it sit on your spirit for a little bit. Just carve out some time to think about this. Who are 2 or 3 people that you can call or text a true, authentic gratitude message to today? And usually the people that you think of are usually the ones that need to hear it. It's the way the world works. The universe does it on purpose. Usually, when somebody gets brought to your mind, that person's typically needing that love and support and encouragement. Be obedient to your spirit. Your life will change if you start actually doing what your spirit tells you to do. It will. Um, is there a team member that goes above and beyond? Is there, a vendor or somebody you work with that just no matter what, you can call them at any time and they just take care of it. And I got to be honest, man, like I've got the gal Janice that runs my marketing. Um, she is she is such a rock star for me. Like handles all of the like the websites and stuff like that. And I gotta just be honest, man. It was a couple days ago, and because over last weekend, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've got to update the Ponzi relief stuff." Because before it was about saving IRS Form 4684 Section C. That's been saved, so now we have to redo the verbiage. And so last weekend, I was like, "Oh my god," and I spent some time, reworded everything, and then we did our call a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, Wednesday, and she goes, "I'm on it, bro. Let me get it." I was like, "Janice, why are you so amazing?" Like, and she is. And if you've got those type of people that just literally, no matter what you do, no matter what time you call them, they've got your back, and they always come through. Give them a shout out. Give them a shout out. You know, the customer. Like for me, I give shout outs almost every day to David. He's on here with me almost every day, and the first part of the show was just publicly thanking him. Um, you don't understand how amazing it is to have um, customers of yours that are ride or die, and you don't most often you don't get them, and when you do, you don't want to lose them, and when you do, you want to let them know. And so, but and we always close this thing out. We're about to jump into let's jump into our reframe. And you guys know that we transition to a reframe, Scott Adams reframe every day. It's the end. And the reframes, literally, for some of you guys, this will change your life. It's just the way it is. And here's the normal frame of the way we look at things. Gratitude is something I feel about what I have. But here's a new way of looking at it, a reframe. Gratitude is the fuel for what I'll build next. It's a strategy, not a feeling. Did you ever think about that? That's how I treat gratitude. It's a strategy, it's not a feeling. I will think something and then I share something. But if you understand that the universe unlocks everything when your heart is that of gratitude and kindness and thanksgiving, then you realize, oh, bro, you being open and kind to the world and to the universe is actually a strategy for the universe to be kind to you. Hear what I'm saying? The world just reflects who you already are. So if the world is just kind of dumping on you, that's because you're dumping on the world. You have to go first. Watch what happens when everything around you changes to a place of gratitude, kindness, and thanksgiving. Watch how the universe bends reality to give you what you want, right? Most business owners treat gratitude like a Thanksgiving dinner toast. It's polite, it's annual. Maybe we do it, maybe we don't. But the reframe gratitude is a productivity system. The brain that is actively scanning for things to thank cannot, at the same time, at the same chemistry level, marinate in resentment, scarcity, or fear. It's kind of like trying to breathe and swallow at the same time. It's impossible to do it. Resentment freezes capital. Gratitude frees it. Let me say it again. Resentment freezes capital. Gratitude frees it. Spend the first 90 seconds of your day naming 3 specific, not generic, thank yous out loud and watch your decisions get cleaner for the next 12 hours. This is not a Hallmark idea. This is a margin idea. Try it next week. And when I went to my David Bauer Powerful Living Experience conference, the dude changed me. And recently, in the last month or so, he posted something on his gratitude journal. Basically, it's basically his template, his daily alignment journal, you know, and it's an opening. He's basically got a handful of steps here, man. Step one, the inventory of gratitude, which is current and future. List the things you currently have and things you desire, in proper prayer. Well, step one is the opening, the anchor. Begin every entry with these 4 specific words to establish a personal relationship with the divine creator. Dear Father, thank you. And then you just, whatever it is that comes to you, there you go. That's step one. Step two, and then that's kind of how you open. And then we move into the inventory of gratitude, which is the current and future. List the things you currently have and things you desire. In proper prayer, they are the same because they are already done in the field, right? Then we move on to the spoiled child, bold petitions. Because you serve an omnipotent, resourceful creator, you are encouraged to ask boldly and expansively for your own growth. And then we move it into the compassion frequency. This is where we intercede on behalf of others spiritually. Shift your vibration from self to others. Shift your vibration from me to we. Ask for miracles in lives with just a state of knowingness. You just want to really just spend that time. If you already have a spirit of gratitude, this kind of primes that. Most of us have not started that machine ever. And if we have, it's been years and years and years. But this is just to be an encouragement for you guys. Okay. Hopefully that kind of give you guys some encouragement. And we always close out our gratitude portion of our show for Good Friday with a gratitude prayer. So for you guys, if you're driving, clearly you can't close your eyes, but I just want you to meditate on what we're about to say and say it with me. For the breath in my chest and the coffee in my hand, thank you. For the doors that open and the doors that close and turn me toward the right one, thank you. For the people who said yes and the ones who said no and the ones who showed up without being asked, thank you. For the bills paid and the bills still coming, thank you. For the second chances, the third chances, the lessons in intuition form, thank you. Let me serve more than I take today. Let me listen more than I speak. Let the people I confront feel my respect. And in secret, let me say to myself, I love you. Amen. What do you guys think, bro? Oh my gosh, man. Was this show like, damn, dude, I don't know, man. This just set me for the day. And I hope that it set it for you too, man. We do this show for you guys. And so if you guys want to show the algorithm your appreciation, just do a little like and subscribe. If you guys learn a little, if you guys laugh a little, it means everything to me that you guys do it. And if you guys want to learn about what it is that we do, go to accountingplusaccountability.com, and you'll see how for almost 60 years we truly partner with the success of our small business owners, primarily through the accounting door. We do a lot of other stuff, but that tends to be the one thing that most of us need the most help with. But man, what did you guys think of today's show? Was it the best Good Friday episode that we've ever done? I don't know, man. I feel it though. But everything that we talk about, if you guys think that it's hard or you think it's easy, you're right. Right? Don't just work in your business, guys. Make sure that you guys are minding your own business, right? Right? And you guys know what time it is. What time is it, guys? Come on, you know what time it is. Oh, it's time to get to work. Kapow!